Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Well, in this video, I would like to share with all of you how we can create a spring, a compression spring by using command swap boss or swap base. Okay, let's get started. Let's say I'm going to pick my top plane as my sketch plane, and then I'm going to pick a circle in order to create the diameter of the spring. So I'm going to indicate the diameter about, let's say, 60 mm. Okay, let's say this is the diameter, the nominal diameter of the spring, the compression springs. All right. So once after confirm that this is the diameter that you would like to apply, then what you need to do is that you need to go to the features and then go to curves. Okay, features, tools, and then go to here, expand here, and there is a helix and spiral command. Okay, so you need to click this one. There you are. So under this manager design tree, the helix or spiral dialog box will appear. And as you can see over here, define bind, we do have few type of parameters that we can apply in order to create this compression spring. We do have pitch and revolution, we do have height and revolution, height and pitch, as well as spiral. Pitch and revolution, you should know what does it mean by pitch. It means that the distance or the length between each coil of the spring, and revolution, dia punya putaran, okay, putaran, this putaran, the revolution of this spring. However, normally I will choose height and revolution. Height means that the length, the overall length or the total length of this spring, and also the revolution, how many revolution that I want to create. Okay, so you can choose height and pitch as well, but for me it is much more easier if we choose height as well as revolution. All right, because height ni kita tahulah, if we know the length of that compression spring, then we can play around with the revolutions. All right, so seems like for me, again, this is the most easiest way in order to create a compression spring. All right, so you just need to click this one, height and revolution, and this is the height. Okay, you can play around with the height. Okay, let's say for example, in this case, I'm going to make the height 250 mm. Right, whereas the revolution, okay, if you play around the revolution, if you increase the revolution, okay, you can also see from here that each of these value, okay, will change the revolution of this compression spring. Let's say I'm going to make it that the revolution is 22. All right, I'm going to maintain with 270 because normally the angle, the starting angle of the spring is around this value. Okay, around this value. So once after confirm this, I need to go to OK, and then there you are. So this is your path. Okay, this is your path. If you still remember at the beginning of this video, I did mention that we're going to create a compression spring by using the swap boss or swap base command, right? So since if you would like to use this command, if you still remember, we need to have two elements, two main parameters, which are path as well as the profile. So since we already created or we already developed this path, so we need to have our profile. So the profile you can create it either at this point or at this point. So let's say I'm going to create my profile at this point. So you have to remember that in order to create the profile should be perpendicular to the beginning area of this path over here. Okay, so I'm going to go to reference, it's under features tool, go to reference and then go to plane. All right, my first reference is this path at this area, so just click here And then my second reference is at this end point. Click this one. So you have to make sure that the arrow should be facing at the to this side. Okay. Because why? Because later on we're going to sweep around this path, the profile. Okay, the profile is going to sweep or we're going to follow this particular of path. All right. So if I rotate here, as we can see that the plane is actually sitting perpendicular to this, as you can see over there, perpendicular to this path. All right. So once after confirm, then we just click OK, and we're going to pick this plane, okay, as our sketch plane. Then go to normal to, and then we can start with our shape. This I'm going to pick. Of course, definitely I'm going to pick a circle because the spring. Okay, basically the shape is circle. Okay, and then I'm going to locate the dimension. Let's say the diameter. The diameter is, let's say I'm going to make it 7. Okay, 7. There you are. Okay, so it's again in this particular case, it is not necessary to have fully defined for this sketch. So once after confirm, remember in order to create any part by using sweat boss or sweat base, you need to exit from the sketch. So exit from the sketch, and then I'm going to hide this plane. Right click, then go to hide. All right, now I'm going to apply my sweat boss or sweat base. So click this one, and as usual, you need to remember that you need to pick sketch profile. All right, and which one is your profile? So this is my profile. And for this one, which one is my path? So this is my path. So you can pick any of this path line. Okay, so this I'm going to pick this one over here. There you are. Okay, so just click OK. There you are. Okay, so if let's say if the line, okay, shows here, so you can just go to helix or spiral, right click, and then hide it. All right. So this is how it looks like, the compression spring. Right. Okay, guys. So this is one of the simplest way. Actually, in order to create the any spring, the compression spring in SolidWorks, there are a few ways. Uh, However, in my point of view, I found that okay, this is the most simplest and the most straightforward method in order to create this spring. All right, okay, guys. So hopefully that you understand. Thank you for your attentions, and I will see you in our few next videos. Thank you very much.